With the changing seasons, I always get the urge to purge. So today I am clearing out 6 months of skincare empties. We have a lot to go through, so I will whip through mini review style. So if you are excited to see which of these products have earned a permanent place in my skincare routine and which have not, throw this video a thumbs up and let's get into it. Starting with cleansers. I have been using Mad Hippie for my morning cleanse for years. I have talked about it a million times. This is empty. I already have a new one. You know, this is just so rich and emollient and hydrating and spa-like. It just makes me happy to use it. And like I said, I already have a new one. As far as my evening cleanse, you know, you've heard me talk about Prequel's The Cleanser several times. So when Dr. Sam Ellis launched her new Prequel Pre-Cleanse Oil, I ordered it immediately. This is a really nice, very lightweight cleansing oil that does emulsify beautifully. It rinses clean. It's very lightweight, effective, and affordable. In fact, I think she sells both the cleanser and the pre-cleanse oil in a bundle. I haven't yet repurchased this because I wanted to use up my DHC Deep Cleansing Oil. I think I must have picked this up on sale somewhere. This is a cult classic Japanese cleansing oil. It has a little bit more body than the Prequel, yet it emulsifies and rinses beautifully. You know, I feel like this might be just a tad more hydrating. It's also a little bit more expensive. However, tomorrow, Monday, September 8th, it is 50% off during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. So it's a really good time to either stock up or give it a try. And I do think I will pick up another one of these because I think this is going to be just a little bit more rich and emollient for my very dry winter skin. Having said that, I do enjoy and recommend both of these. For the second step of my evening double cleanse, I used up DRMTLGY's Goat Cleanser. Now, I wasn't going to give this a try because I was enjoying Prequel's The Cleanser so much. But my friend Cindy, who has the channel Beyond 50 Skin, said that she found this one a little more hydrating and richer and more emollient than the cleanser. So I had to give it a try. And I do think Cindy was right. This is a super rich cream to foam cleanser, very hydrating, very effective. Also a little bit more expensive. Luckily, my 20% discount code does even the playing field a little bit. Now, I do enjoy and recommend both, but if you found Prequel's The Cleanser not quite rich and hydrating enough, you might give DRMTLGY a try. A couple of months ago, I received a really nice PR package from Dr. Shah's new skincare line, Remedy. And in that PR package, I do have one fail, and it is Remedy for cleansing. Now, this is not the fault of the cleanser. This is actually a gel cleanser formulated for normal to oily skin, and it is definitely a little bit stripping on my 65-year-old very dry skin. So I am going to try to find a home for this, and if you have normal to oily skin, you might want to give this a try. However, Dr. Shah Remedy skincare line just launched Remedy Rich Cleanser for dry skin, which unfortunately I have not received in PR, so I ordered it immediately. I will keep you posted on that one. Oh my gosh, can you hear the wind and the rain? I hope it's not too distracting. Anyway, speaking of Remedy, in that same PR package, which I am very grateful for, they also sent me their barrier supporting moisturizers. I do need to put my glasses on to see these two products. They sent me both their gel moisturizer for normal to oily skin, as well as their cream moisturizer for dry to normal skin. Both of these contain ceramides, peptides, glycerin, and niacinamide, but the dry to normal skin contains extra ceramides as well as squalane, and the oily to normal skin contains panthenol. Now I will say the normal to oily worked really well as a very lightweight moisturizer, lightweight daytime moisturizer for my almost normal summer skin. But I did whip through an entire dry skin formula. So this one is completely empty, and I already am halfway through a new one. Now I do want to see if I can show you the consistency difference. First of all, I love that it has this pump, which really helps me use the correct amount. You know, when I'm using tubes or jars, I tend to over apply. So I do appreciate the sort of almost unit dose pump. Anyway, I am going to show you the consistency very quickly. So this is the lightweight gel for normal to oily skin, and this is definitely a richer cream for dry to normal skin. I think it is a little bit difficult to see the difference, but I can definitely feel the difference. Now I will say, as we are going into the winter months, the normal to oily skin is definitely not rich enough for my dry skin, but if you have normal to oily skin, it is a really nice product. You know, I really do appreciate how Dr. Shah includes products for all skin types. I think Remedy is one of my favorite skincare lines of 2025. Not only is the quality great, but it is really affordable, especially the bundles. And I did pick up a bundle during his Labor Day sale. It hasn't arrived yet, but my bundle does include his new cleanser for dry skin, as well as another moisturizer for dry skin, as well as his dark spot formula. Another skincare line that has really impressed me is In Beauty Project. I've actually gone through 2 of the In Beauty Project Extreme Cream refills. So this is actually my 3rd one. This is loaded with ceramides and peptides, and it also contains a plant-based retinol alternative. This is really emollient but not greasy. This can be used both AM and PM, but I've been using this as a night cream and my Remedy as a day cream. I love the glass bottle with a pump, and I really appreciate that it is refillable. You simply untwist it, pop the refill in, and you are good to go, which makes it not only very environmentally friendly, but also very wallet friendly as well. I am going to quickly show you the consistency. It is very rich, yet it absorbs into the skin beautifully. Feels really, really nice on the skin. I don't detect any scent whatsoever. In fact, I do believe that all of the skincare products I'm sharing with you today are cruelty-free, vegan, and fragrance-free. Moving on to serums. You know, I'm sort of talking about these a little bit out of order because my usual skincare routine is cleanse, then serums, and then moisturize. But anyway, one of the serums that I have been using for well over 20 years in my morning skincare routine is a vitamin C serum. Vitamin C provides powerful antioxidant protection to protect our skin against free radical damage. It also stimulates collagen, brightens the skin, and helps fade dark spots. A couple of my favorite vitamin C serums include DRMTLGY 15% vitamin C, which is empty, but I am holding off on reordering this until I finish up my timeless 20% vitamin C serum. Now, both of these are formulated with L-ascorbic acid, vitamin E, and ferulic acid, sort of based on the original SkinCeuticals vitamin C serum, which is super expensive. Anyway, how I use these is I tend to use the timeless 20% in the summer months when I need all the antioxidant protection I can get, and I use the DRMTLGY 15% in the winter months when my skin is just a little drier and more sensitive. But both are excellent. Another serum I have been using for well over 20 years is prescription tretinoin. We know that tretinoin is the gold standard in anti-aging. It treats literally all the signs of aging skin. It has decades of documented research proving that it does in fact stimulate collagen and elastin. And like I said, it literally treats all the signs of aging skin. For the past several years, I have been getting my prescription tretinoin in my Agency Future formula, so this is in all my Empties. Agency is an online dermatology service that customizes a prescription tretinoin treatment cream and delivers it straight to your door. Now, I have talked about Agency several times in all my evening skincare videos. In fact, I have talked about all my serums in both my AM and my PM skincare videos, so I will link those videos below if you would like more details or to see these products in action. Another In Beauty product that I fell in love with and completely used up is the In Beauty Project Elastic Skin Multi-Peptide Serum. This is loaded with peptides, including copper peptides, and it also has vegan growth factors. It has a really nice moisturizing serum-y consistency with a blue tint from the copper peptides, which I cannot show you because it is completely empty. Love the pump, the glass bottle, and of course, I love the fact that it is refillable. Now, as much as I loved it, I did hold off on reordering it because I have been testing the Allies of Skin, what is this called? Allies of Skin Multi-Peptide Growth Factor Advanced Lifting Serum that I received in PR. Unfortunately, there is something in here that is not quite agreeing with my skin. Now, it's not making my skin red or irritated, but every time I apply it, my skin tingles, bordering on stinging. You know, I really thought maybe my skin would adjust to it, but after using it for several weeks, it still tingles uncomfortably upon application. So although I know this is an excellent product that many people love, it's just not working for me. So one of my friends is going to be really happy to receive this. You know, I'm actually a little bit relieved because this is really, really pricey. So I am sticking with the much more affordable In Beauty Project Elastic Skin. Another one is on its way. In the past, I really haven't been the biggest fan of exfoliating scrubs. They can be pretty abrasive and a little too rough on the skin. Having said that, I have become completely hooked on Dermatology's Microdermabrasion Scrub. This is completely empty and I'm already halfway through a new one. In addition to the microfine particles that are really gentle on the skin, it is loaded with hydrators and ceramides and lactic acid, so it acts as both a physical and a chemical exfoliant. So I have been using this about twice a week. Massage it very gently into my skin. Anytime you're using a scrub, you want to be very, very gentle, light pressure, gently massage it into your skin. And then I will leave it on for about 5 minutes, sort of as a mask. And when I rinse it off, my skin is baby soft, silky smooth, and surprisingly hydrated. I test and review a lot of sunscreens on this channel. I have a whole sunscreen playlist and I have a whole drawer full of SPFs. But I keep coming back to my In Beauty Project Mineral Sun Glow SPF 43. In fact, I think this was my gateway to In Beauty Project. I think I first tried this over a year ago, and as you can see, it's pretty much the only facial sunscreen I've been using for the past 6 months. It is loaded with skin-loving actives, very hydrating, yet it is incredibly lightweight. It looks beautiful on bare skin alone, and it works really well under makeup. And I really appreciate that it comes in 3 shades. Now I am in the lightest shade. Oh my gosh, I'm almost out of my new one. I'm going to have to try to use some of the sunscreens I have in my drawer. Anyway, I am going to show you the light shade. This is the lightest shade. But I also, just out of curiosity, picked up the middle shade, the medium shade, because I just wanted to see the difference, which I will show you. So Here is the light shade and here is the medium shade. Now the medium shade is definitely a little bit too deep for my skin tone. However, what I've been doing is I've been mixing 4 or 5 pumps of the light shade with 1 or 2 pumps of the medium shade, and that has worked really well over the summer. So eventually I will use up the medium shade as well. My gosh, it feels amazing on the skin. In Beauty Project Mineral Sun Glow is definitely a favorite. Now I also used up, oh my gosh, I got to get that off my hands. I also used up my Dermatology Broad Spectrum SPF, I think it's SPF 45. I don't have my glasses on so I can't see it. This is a hybrid SPF, meaning it has both physical and chemical filters. It is untinted, no white cast, and this is what I use on my neck and my décolleté because I do not want to get tinted sunscreen on my clothing. So this is another sunscreen that I have repurchased many, many times. Oh my gosh, that was a lot to get through, but we did it. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate your time. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video.